Swisher.
It's one in my car.
You live right now?
Ain't nobody on here yet. You want? I was looking at the camera. You want to say hi? No. Good morning, everybody. Wait for somebody to get on here. My face look all shiny.
Come on, where the hookup at?
It's in my car in another compartment.
You gonna let Kyle get your last ride? Move, back up.
I'm gonna wait till somebody get on here, but I want to talk about what happened with Adin Ross and Charleston White. Hello, one viewer.
Break it in half. Hold on.
Say what's up, especially if you're a mod. Don't forget to like the live. So y'all, I just got done watching Charleston White interview on Saycheese Tv, and like he really just exposed so much about, like, he's saying the Illuminati, but he didn't expose so much about like the inner workings of how could you say it, on how they try to reel people in and how they try to dangle a couple of dollars in front of you to get you to subject yourself to all type of stuff while they recording, and then probably won't even pay you. Like, I think it's just so crazy. But like, we always heard stories, like we always hear about things like the director's couch and, you know, like video vixens and what they go through and what these people got to put up with just to, you know, just to break in. And I feel like this was really like, for real, they tried to do like a buck on Charleston White. And I'm so glad that he rejected everything that they was offering. I hope that he honestly did, but I can see him being honest about it if he didn't. But yeah, they literally tried to do like buck breaking on him. He said they took him to a bar called Dick's, and then they kept they was like, "Oh, you want the big dick?" And they kept trying to give him, like, they just kept trying to make him cool with their agenda. Like the whole time he said, like, they just kept trying to force like this energy on him. He hadn't been paid, he hadn't signed a contract, he just flew out there on hope and, you know, a wish and a plan. Little did he know they had the plan for him though. And ultimately they ended up calling the police to his hotel room. But yeah, just think about all the young rappers who get caught up in it and stuff like that. These young streamers, Kai, the guy Prime, the guy Speed. Like, this is like new generational bug breaking. And they doing it right in front of our eyes, right in front of TV. Like, they making like all this homoerotic stuff seem cool, but they making it cool to make a heterosexual man feel uncomfortable. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think it's crazy. Like, even how he said the guy tried to take him shopping. And remember, we was just talking about how I think it was Will Smith who was trying to take one of his backup dancers out to eat. Like, y'all, this is modern day grooming. And it takes a person like Charleston White to come back and to give us the inside of everything, you know, or else we wouldn't even know. So I'm sure some people probably would have went along with it, or some people people who didn't, they probably just ain't gonna speak on it out of fear of these people having money and power. Like, it's crazy. He called Adin Ross the culture vulture, and I couldn't agree more. It's crazy how he can sit up and engulf himself with these black people, these young black people, young black culture, and all to promote negativity. Y'all, they really tried to bug break this man. And I'm sure it's some weak people that give in. I'm sure it's weak people that give in for less. And another thing, like, I almost felt like if it wasn't, I don't know, it almost felt like Charleston White, like he might have even went along with it. You get what I'm saying? Like, if the money was right, if the business was right, it seemed like he would have ignored all of that and went along with it. Cause yeah, he was mad about what was being said and stuff, but his main complaint was about the business not being right. So no, he definitely would have still went along with it had the business been right. But I mean, I guess it don't bother you that much if you getting paid enough, or at least that's what it sounded like to me. But yeah, they just tried to bug break him live streaming. Yeah. And it couldn't been funnier to me. I wish that, like, I'm probably gonna have to go back and pull up these streams and watch them. And matter of fact, I had posted a poll last night on YouTube, and my whole reason for posting that poll was because of the interview I was watching on Saycheese, like with Charleston White. He was just asking them about his experience, and Charleston came through the gate saying like how he don't trust this and how he don't trust that, and he got to talking about the Bible. He like, oh, that Bible, that's for Jewish and Palestinian people. Like, we not in that Bible, this, that, and the third. We not the Jews. We not this. We not that. And that's what made me ask the question. Like, do y'all think black people is because I mean, the way he was saying it and the things that I have understanding of, it made me question, like, are black people the real Jews, or is this some kind of quantum physics Jedi mind trick where they allow us to believe that we are some part of them in order to give them more power or to serve their God? Because it seemed like we are serving the same God, but only one group of people not benefiting from it. Like, we did have a whole complete different belief system before the one that was provided to us. And the one that was provided to us didn't really make all the sense for us. Like, we wasn't in it. Or were we? So that's what made me pose that question or whatever, because in the world where your energy go, that's where the power goes, or where your attention goes, the energy follows, and the power follows. Like, we give things power through our energy and our attention, and whether it's for us or not, whether it's good or bad, whether it's true or false, if we giving something power, then if we giving something attention, then we giving it energy, then we giving it power. So that's what made me pose that question. Like, are we the real Jews, or is this just their way of tricking us into, or how they say, once you step out of one matrix, it's another matrix. So we step out of the matrix of believing in Christianity and into the matrix of us believing that we are the true Jews. And either way, we still giving away our power. So I don't know. That's what made me pose that question. So shout out to Charleston White for that. Shout out to him for exposing how they using Adin Ross as a gatekeeper to bug break these young men, these young streamers. They got to humiliate you. He was also saying how, like, they kept offering him food. Like, y'all, he was really giving some good game in that interview. Y'all got to go back and watch it. Don't be eating these people food. That's how they drug you. Don't be accepting their drinks. That's how they drug you. And you wake up in a room and now they throwing a deal at you, and you can't deny it if you wanted to. You can't walk away from the deal if you wanted to, because now they showing you this recording, or they got some dirt on you, or some girl saying she didn't got raped, or just crazy stuff. And we got to be more aware of these things. These things do happen, and they happen to you. They happen to people like me and you. They get set up all the time based off of a hope and a belief and thinking that they deserve more. That's where the issue come in here. You walk into these powerful offices with these powerful people and thinking you deserve something. Okay. And then they set your ass up and give you what they want to give you. Take you for what they feel like you worth. So no, like, that was like, I'm probably gonna go watch that interview again and just write down some pointers, because this was probably an hour ago that I watched it, so it's not like fresh on my brain right now. But y'all, it was deep. It was deep, and think of it in the lines of Adin being a gatekeeper. You get what I'm saying? Like, they said this nigga that made 100 million off a kick, and he want to talk to Charleston White. That's how they'll do. They'll throw these names at you, these big people at you who's supposed to be somebody. Whole time they got a handler. What's up, everybody? Thanks for hitting that like button. Um, if you in the chat, drop down, say what's up, what you doing, where you at. And did y'all see that interview on Charleston White? Because yeah, I definitely feel like Adin is the gatekeeper now, and I feel like a part of them being a gatekeeper is seeing how submissive a person is willing to be, how agreeable a person is willing to be, how go along, get along, how get along, go along a person is willing to act. You get what I'm saying? And if they can, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, basically, if they can make you budge, if they can make you do some shit that you said you wasn't gonna do, then they got you. If they can make you waver, not waver, but you know what I'm saying. They can make you second guess yourself, they got you. Now they know what area to work. Like, he doing stuff like, and something else that he said, Charleston White said that I noticed. He said that Adin's thing is like, no matter what he got going on allegedly, like, he has this thing for introducing people to transgenders, or always having a trans around, or surprising people with trans. Like, they was doing stuff like, oh, Charleston, let us blindfold you and put your hand in the box. Like, just really weird, like, jackass type of homoerotic type of stuff. Y'all know how these white frat boys be. And I'm just so glad that Charleston White stood his ground, because I feel like it was no deal in it for him. He was the deal. He was the money maker. It was nothing coming after that. The whole thing was set up. Like he said, they put up these situations, these scenarios. Hold on, he said, I'm gonna come back to that. He said they called the police to his hotel. He didn't even know that they was real police, because how these millionaire white people play. Like, think about it. When Dave Chappelle said that he left and went to Africa, remember that story he gave about the pimp and the hoes and everything being fake and everything be illusion? You don't know what's real and what's fake when you go around these people. They being took you into custody, and you get what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. It's wild. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all illusions when you go them ways. But yeah, so I forgot what I was about to say. I know I said I was gonna come back to that. But yeah, so they was testing him to see if he would break. And as soon as they would have broke him, they would have got him. That would have been a viral moment. It was all about playing on Charleston top. Okay. They thought they had to end because he sent that video to old boy. So they like, okay, we can play our games with him. You get what I'm saying? We've seen a sign. And they went out there, they brought him out there, and the whole thing was about setting him up to make him look bad. All these situations was set up to make him look homosexual, weak, I don't know, whatever new stereotypes they want to start to place on black men, so that they could broadcast it all over. But they just didn't know who they was dealing with. Like, he's not one of them. He's not predictable. Okay, you will book that nigga assuming that he's gonna come and be who you think he is on the internet, and he come in a whole different way. Like, they weren't ready for that. Like, that's a real, like, regardless of how I feel about him, if you really sit there and talk to that nigga, or not even talk, listen to him when he ain't on no bullshit, like, he really sound like a really cut, thorough nigga. You get what I'm saying? And they tried to pull it on him. I can only imagine how many rappers, actors, streamers, game, whatever you call them, they able to get this off on. Dangle a couple of dollars in front of your face. The nigga asked them to take him shopping. Let me buy you some shoes. Let me take you out to eat. All this stuff probably building up, racking up a bill like niggas do bitches. And at the end of the day, you gotta pay for all of that. You gotta pay for all of that. Oh, you came out here. We said we was gonna give you 5,000, but shit, we done spent 15 on you. You get what I'm saying? Now, what you gonna do to make some more money? They was doing stuff like offering him money to take homo-esque photos. You get what I'm saying? Like pictures with people who were. And what's this big deal with pushing this energy on the people? What's this big deal of making straight people gay or even having them in that energy if that's not who they are? And then you got to think about Adin Ross. His audience, he ain't no grown people. It might be some grown gamers watching them, but I'm sure his core audience are little kids. What's up, Worldwide Coffee Time? Yeah, like it was just crazy to even watch that and to hear about it, because we always hear about stuff like on the back end of things, and it's like it might be an old rapper who come out and be like, yeah, and then you be like, oh no, he just hating. You get what I'm saying? Oh, he just mad because he never popped. He just mad because he never got his shine. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. But in this case, like, even though I feel like if the business was right, if they was really talking money, Charleston would have went along with it. But first of all, I know they was never serious about cutting them no bread. And two, they just show how they he was able to expose by him going there and coming back and telling his experience. He was able to expose like how they do it, how they do it. They invite you somewhere, they offer you things, they butter you up, they get you drunk, and next thing you know, you in a 360 deal or worse, or you on camera doing something crazy. So you agreeing to a 360 deal or worse. Like I bet, and this just came to me, y'all. I bet the only reason why they didn't cut that deal with Charleston White is because they wasn't able to catch him in no scandal. They wasn't able to catch him with a trans or with a white girl, like he said, or with his hand in a box, or you get what I'm saying. They wasn't able to hold nothing over his head, and that's what they was waiting for the whole time. That's why everything was prolonged. That's why they never had no itinerary. That's why everything was just up in the air what's gonna happen, because where it's a lot of confusion like that, it be listen, when it's a lot of confusion in situations like that, like that's when you just gotta be quiet and like really listen, cause something going on. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and where it's confusion, is some bad intentions. Would y'all agree with that? Where's a lot of confusion, it be some hidden intentions, some hidden agendas, and he came face to face with that. Even after he left, they was still reaching out, like they still thinking about the opportunities. How can we capitalize off of him one more time before, you get what I'm saying? Like it was, no, they were supposed to blow him up, make him look bad. This was supposed to be devastating for Charleston White, and he didn't allow them to do that to him in no way, form, or capacity. And I love that for him. Say what y'all want to say about him, but he is sharp in that way. Yeah, he say a lot of ignorant things, but honestly, so do everybody else on the internet, and they getting paid for it. So that's why he continued to do it. You know, because it gets people like Adin Ross's attention, until you get out there and find out that he just a gatekeeper and a booty warrior. You get what I'm saying? That's why we gotta protect our kids, let them hip to this. Like even on YouTube, like the streamers on YouTube, like they be having all this homosexual stuff. Like my kids like to watch like the gamers and stuff, and there was some shit that popped up on the screen the other day. Like they was playing a game, and it was like a little skit too. Somebody snatched the remote, and they were wrestling over the remote or arguing over the remote, and they fell, which is in no way possible. They fell in a way where one guy was on top of the one guy fell on his stomach, and the other guy fell on top of him. And I'm like, really? Turn this shit off. Like, what's the odds of that? But they do. They put all this little sexual innuendo stuff, like on in the TV, in the commercials, in the thumbnails. Like you see, like really suggestive things. Like even with the cartoons, y'all, they trying to catch a whole generation up with this. It wasn't about Charleston White per se. It was about the people who they could affect by tainting Charleston White in that way. Not saying that he perfect or pure or anything like that, but you get what I'm saying? They know it's a lot of niggas watching them, so if they could just show him, it's not too many ways that you could show him in a bad light because how you portray yourself. But if they could have did that, then that would have been something for them. But I'm gonna come back and I'll probably do a longer live on this later after I go back and watch the video and make a couple of pointers, because y'all, he gave a lot of good points. I'm telling y'all, go and watch that interview on Saycheese Tv. Y'all gonna be like, yep, it's what everybody been saying. He tell it like he tell you everything that happened, in order and how it happened as it happened, and it shows like how it's a build up, like how they test you, how they read you, how they'll put you in uncomfortable positions, how they'll put you in a position where you need them. Like, oh, you get what I'm saying? Something as small as um sending you to a hotel but not giving you the hotel information, or not putting the hotel in your name. It's like, what is y'all doing? Like, off the rip, they like do things to kind of, I don't know, to kind of throw off to kind of throw you off, to throw off your energy, to throw off your foundation. I don't know if that's a tactic to make you cling to them more, once they get you out to these foreign spaces. But it's definitely going on. It's definitely something that should be talked about more and paid attention to. All how these celebrities try to groom regular people or people on the come up, offering them gifts and things like that, to the point where maybe a person feel like, well, I owe you, or I can't say no, or I have to go along with this deal. So drop down and let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Like the video. And I'll talk to y'all later. I got stuff to do. I love y'all. Bye.